Thank you, Bill. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Orange County. So glad you could be here, either way you're here in person or watching us from your homes. We're glad that you're here, and I would like to thank all the people that are making the service possible today. Bill on piano and Tom on sound, and Waverly is on the streaming, and John is on the camera. Boy, I almost forgot what it was called. It's like looking right at me. Camera. And our platform prayer person today is Christopher, and he'll be also be doing the daily word. So we're glad that you're all here, and we'd like to thank our board members of the day, Tom and Tina, for being here as well. And so we have a couple of things happening this week. Oh, I forgot our mission and vision statement. We always start with that. Okay, it's kind of like a whiteout, brain whiteout time. So let us begin with our vision statement together. Centered in divine love, we joyfully co create a world that works for all. And our mission is to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. So this week we postponed the Aging Backwards class, and we're going to be doing it on Zoom beginning this Tuesday, the 29th, and it's going to be from 4:30 to 5:30, and the Zoom number is 883-7414-1746. You can get that on our website. You can get all the Zoom IDs for anything you want by clicking on our calendar on whatever event you want, and that will show our Zoom ID. And then Wednesday, which is the 30th, we're having our Divine Audacity class from 6:30 to 8, and that Zoom ID is 862-3646-8138. And then Thursday is It's Never Too Late. So it's a busy week here from 6:30 to 8, and that Zoom is 835-6058-2890. So I know a lot of people are getting to the point where they're done with COVID, they're done with all of this. They have a lot of stress in their life. It could have to do with jobs, everything. And if you do, a wonderful way to deal with it is through prayer. And we now have a prayer line. So if you go and email UOC, which stands for Uni Orange County, pray at gmail.com, we will have somebody contact you and pray with you, because it's always important that we have people who pray with us. And now I would like to introduce Christopher to do our daily word and meditation.
Sunday, September 27th, 2020, and the word for today is faith. With faith, nothing is impossible for me. With gratitude, I use my faith to trust in the good that is always present, even when it has not yet manifested. As I pray with faith, I discern the truth that always endures through even the most difficult circumstances. As I concentrate on harmony and love, all thoughts of lack, limitation, and discord simply dissolve. As I speak with faith, I use positive words to express my belief in myself and others as divine beings. As I act with faith, I access deep, lasting strength and fortitude that help me surmount any challenges. Inspired by my faith, I move forward with confidence. Nothing is impossible for me. And from Matthew 17, verse 20, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Okay, now if you would, please get comfortable, and we'll do a little meditating, and find yourself a position where you won't have to move for at least 5 minutes, and that includes scratching and itching. So we're going to have our fingers stay calm and no moving with our eyes. In just a moment, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. In the meantime, please take 3 deep breaths. Okay, for those of you that haven't closed your eyes, please close your eyes. And now when you inhale, just think of the numbers 1, 2. And when you exhale, think of the numbers 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2. And exhale 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2. And exhale 3, 4. And do that a few times on your own, please. If your mind wanders, bring it back to 1, 2, 3, 4. This time when you inhale, inhale the word peace. When you exhale, exhale the word be still. Inhale peace and exhale be still. And do that several times on your own, please. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody move their hands. Please don't move anything of your body. Stay perfectly peaceful. And if your mind wanders, bring it back to peace. Be still. Just double check your body and make sure you're completely relaxed. Are your legs relaxed? Your stomach and your back and your shoulders? Everything is relaxed. Inhaling peace and exhaling be still. And if you fell asleep, come on back and slowly open your eyes and be here now. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. That was beautiful. So today we're going to begin a series called Wisdom of the World. And, I have noticed for myself that I've gotten a lot of wisdom from the different religions of the world, from different philosophies of the world. And I thought it would be good to go through some of them over the next few weeks and find some similarities, some differences, and find some wisdom that we can use in our own life. So today we're going to start with Judaism, and the reason why is we are right in the middle of the Jewish high holidays, which began 10 days ago with Rosh Hashanah, and tonight is Yom Kippur until tomorrow night. So the Jewish holidays always begin from sundown to sundown. So it's really interesting about these high holidays, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, because I grew up Jewish, and I always thought I knew what these holidays were. And then I started really looking into it, and I found that a lot of my own wisdom of it, my own knowledge of it, was wrong. And I found so many things similar to this that we believe in unity. So it begins with Rosh Hashanah, and the word Rosh Hashanah means New Year. And it ends with Yom Kippur, and the word means the Day of Atonement. And then you have 10 days in between. And the 10 days are days for you to go out and to make right any wrongs that you have done, to work on any forgiveness, to go to people, let them know. It's basically a day, 10 days of repentance, 10 days to go out there and get it right. And so as a child, when you're a kid, what do you remember? I remember the food, right? That's what I remember about the holidays, all the Jewish holidays. I may not know what they stand for, but I know what food we ate during them. And so Rosh Hashanah is a big celebration. It's New Year's. Think of a New Year's party that we have. And one of the things I love most is the big food was apples and honey. I mean, it's like putting sugar on sugar. As a child, it was such a treat. But the reason that you eat apples with honey is so that you will have a sweet year. It's like promised sweet year. And then when we would go to the synagogue, they would have the ram's horn, the shofar blown, which as a child was such an annoying sound. And they blow it a lot during the service. It's not just once. But that is, the shofar is basically reminding everyone to stir their soul and to remember their connection with God. It's to call people to the awareness of God during these days. So one of the themes of Rosh Hashanah is, it is actually the head of the new year. And in Judaism, they consider the beginning of creation not to be on the first day, but actually the day that humanity was created, because that is the day that free will was also created. So so the 10 days are, so they have this book of life. They say God has this book of life. And each year on Rosh Hashanah, they inscribe in it, God inscribes in it, that person's fate for the coming year. But the book does not get sealed until Yom Kippur. So basically, you have those 10 days to make sure your name gets into the book of life so that you will have a good life for the rest of the year. And so people would go around, and I never could understand this when I was a child, and they would say, instead of saying hello or Happy New Year, they would say, may your name be written in the book of life. Well, as a child, I never did anything right. So I wasn't sure what it was, but I was pretty sure my name was not going to make it into that book because I just never could seem to do anything right. So it gives people a chance, these 10 days, to pause in their daily life. The fall is notoriously a really busy time in people's lives. Normally, under normal conditions, school starts, kids are playing soccer and football, and there's all this stuff going on. And this is 10 days to just pause and reflect on God and our relationship with God. But the thing is that in Judaism, they think a little bit differently than we do. So we have the body and the soul. We all know that, right? We have a body and the soul. And the body desires physicality, and the soul desires spirituality. So the body is always looking for those things that are going to make it feel good: possessions, food, job, money, relationships. That's what we want physically. The soul, on the other hand, wants long term. It wants that relationship with God. It's thinking about the future and eternity and whatever comes after this life. But in Judaism, they say there's a third aspect, and that is free will. And free will determines what we do with our life. So in Rosh Hashanah, which is the actually beginning of the year, that is the time when we decide on what we are going to do, our self will, our free will. In other words, that is the time we're supposed to decide that we want a relationship with God. We want to be closer with God. And then Yom Kippur is the time we have those 10 days to work on getting rid of all the past. So a good way to explain it is this way. It's actually easier to work on, first we have to work on that self-will before we can do the rest. So let's say you are a terrible driver and your car has all these dents in it. I mean, you're in so many accidents. There's not a part of your car that doesn't have a dent. And you go into the body shop and you say to the body shop, you say, I want you to fix my car. And the body shop owner is looking at this car and is thinking, fixing this car is not going to help. So it says to you, instead of fixing the car, why don't you go out and learn how to drive better? And then when you drive better, bring your car back and I'll fix the dents. Because there's no point in fixing the dents until you drive better. So this is kind of the difference between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Another way to say it is, let's say you have a relative who has an addiction problem. And they come to you and they say, oh, I'm really sorry for everything I did for you. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to drink or drug or smoke or whatever their addiction is. And you're thinking to yourself, you've told me this so many times. Why would I believe you? How many times you've done yourself? I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to go on a diet. You know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then what happens is nothing happens. We keep doing it. We keep going back and doing the same thing over and over again. Because first, we have to correct our self-will. Our self-will has to be aligned to really want to do that. We have to want to be able to stop that addiction. We want to be able to drive better. We want to be able to be in better health. We want to be able to be healthier. You know, just saying you're going to go to the gym, gyms make a fortune because people sign up all the time and then they don't go. They count on the fact that most people aren't going to go. If everyone who signed up at a gym went to the gym, there would be no room in the gym. Because they're counting on the fact that people do that. Oh, I want to be in shape. I want to be in shape. And then they don't do anything about it. So we have to make that decision. So in unity, we think of it as the law of mind action. We first have to change our thinking before we can change our life. So a wonderful example is we'll take addiction. So someone goes to you and I want to give up this addiction, and you go, yeah, I've heard it. Well, it's interesting, but the 12-step program is designed very much what Judaism believes. That first, the person has to make that decision, yes, I have this problem, and I want to do something about it. And then they have to go to God, and they have to bring God into the mix. And they have to have God do for them what they can't do for themselves. Then they have to look at all of their past, go through it, talk to someone about it. They have to look at their defects of character. They have to ask God to remove it. And after they've done all of that, then they can go to people and say, I'm sorry for what I did. How can I make this amends? Well, this is what Rosh Hashanah is. Rosh Hashanah is this decision that our free will, that we want to have a relationship with God. And once we make that decision and we bring God into our life, and it's really a part of us, then we can go around and tell people we're sorry. This thing of self-will is so important and it's so difficult. You know, one of the reasons I think that people have trouble with New Thought is because New Thought says that our thinking determines our life. And a lot of religions say, well, you know, if you do this, you know, if you do that, everything will be okay. And this happened, and you should feel really bad. And but if you do so many prayers of this, everything will be better. Or you go to church every week, everything will be great. But Unity says, and New Thought says, you have to change your thinking. You have to change your mind. You have to decide you want a different thought before you can go ahead and do all this other stuff. And the thing about free will is it's only our free will. I can't change your free will. I can't decide I want you to go on a diet while I sit there and eat all this food, and then you're going to go on a diet. Or I can't make you love me because I really want you to love me, even though I'm not doing anything that's very lovable, right? So there's a movie that I love, and I talk about it a lot. It's called Bruce Almighty. And Bruce is this guy that his life isn't the way he wants it to be. And he feels that, you know, God has basically been asleep when it came to his life, that everybody else gets this great life and he doesn't get anything. So he thinks he can do it better than God. So God, in the form of Morgan Freeman, who makes a great God, I wish that God was like Morgan Freeman. So anyway, God, Morgan Freeman, comes to him and says, okay, you think you can do it better than me? You can be God. And he gives Bruce these God powers. Well, Bruce is like overwhelmed because he's got so many people praying all the time. He doesn't know what to do, so he lets everybody win a lottery, and, you know, chaos and everything starts happening, and the world is in a mess, but Bruce gets everything he wants. He gets the job he wants. He gets the car he wants. He gets the clothes he wants. Everything is great, but still his life, something is wrong in his life. And the one person that he truly loves in life is his girlfriend, Grace. So this scene is, they've just been to this big party that they've thrown for him because he's been a really big success. And his girlfriend is getting ready to leave him. And this is the scene with Bruce and God.
Grace! Grace, come here! Grace, this is so weird. I was just calling you.
Oh, yeah, why didn't you thought like Susan's mouth was the phone?
She kissed me. I'm the kissee.
Please,
Grace.
yeah, you were putting up a really big fight.
I tried to fight her off. I tried to stop her, but she's really strong. Okay, I screwed up. Can I make it up to you?
Yeah, why don't you get me a boat, Bruce?
What?
Yeah, a big boat. And then maybe 2 big bags of cash. Then I'll be happy. Lots of money and lots of stuff. Other people want idiotic crap like getting married or having babies with the man that they've loved for 5 years. But not me, Bruce. Just give me the boat.
No wonder you stayed single. Grace, don't do this.
I'm not doing this. I'm undoing it. I'll be at Debbie's. You take care of Sam until I can make arrangements.
You can't leave me. I'm the alpha lady. I'm the omega baby. Okay, fine. I don't need you.
What's the matter, Bruce? She can't handle a little competition?
Game's been called on account of rain.
An unusually high number of lottery winners has New York officials concerned. So far, 1,100 winning tickets have been turned in, all strangely from the Buffalo area. More on this story as it develops.
Enjoying your party? Nothing like spending quality time with great friends, huh?
Grace left me.
Yeah, I know.
She'll take me back. She'll take me back, right?
Would you take you back?
How do you make somebody love you without affecting free will?
Welcome to my world, son. You come up with an answer to that one, you let me know.
So this thing of free will is only about ourselves, but the other thing that's interesting about free will is all of our physical desires and all of our spiritual desires have actually happened in the past. So everything we are today physically is a result of everything we've done. You know, the way we eat, the way we exercise, whatever that we've done. So today, our physical life is a result of the past. And spiritually, it is also a result of the past. Who we are today spiritually is a result of all the work that we've done in the past. But free will can only happen in the moment, or as we like to say, in the now. Only in this moment do you make a decision that is going to be what you want for your life. Only in this moment do you decide, yes, I want a closer relationship with God, or yes, I want to be healthier, or yes, I want to go off and do this dream of mine. Only in this moment, because it's only in this moment that we have the ability to think what we want to do. These thoughts that determine our life are the thoughts we have now. Where we are now, physically and spiritually, are a result of the thoughts we had in the past. So if we want to change our life, we have to do it in the present. So the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah is all about the now. It is saying, I want to begin my life this way now. So in Judaism, they believe that when God created the world and he gave people free will, we had a clean slate. We had a clean slate to do what we wanted to do. And the new year, we are given a clean slate for the rest of the year. But the truth of the matter is that every day we are given a new day. Every minute we are given a new minute. You know, one time I was having a bad day and someone said to me, you can start the day again. And I thought, I can start the day again. So I went in, I got on my knees and I prayed and I said, okay, the day's starting today. Everything that happened before, but I made the decision in the moment that I was going to start the day again. So every day we have a chance to begin our life anew. So every day for us could be a Rosh Hashanah. And so I would like you to close your eyes for a minute and think, if you were given the opportunity to go into a department store and buy anything you wanted, but you only had 5 minutes, how would you feel? Might get a little apprehensive, because what if you forget something you really want? That's kind of the way it is with what God gives us. Every day, God gives us a new slate. And sometimes it can be a little scary because, well, what if I don't ask for something that I really want? But since free will is done in the moment, in the now, we can change that at any moment. We determine our will. This is what God gave us. This is what makes us different than all the other animals. We have the ability to choose right now what we want from our life, what we want from our relationship with God. And if our life today, based on choices in the past, is not what we want, we can choose again. So what is it in your life that you would like to have a clean slate with, that you would like to start right now and change it? Know this, you can do that. God has given us free will. And that allows us to determine where we want our life to go. So I invite you to also think about, anything that maybe you need to correct to be able to move forward. Once you've made that determination. Any amends you have to make. Also looking at ourselves and see where maybe we went off the track beforehand so that we're not where we want to be. If you're not where you want to be spiritually, maybe you haven't been praying enough or meditating or doing service. We don't need a holiday to allow us to use this principle of using our free will so that it is in alignment with God's will. Each day is a new beginning. Each day is a new year. And each day we determine where we want our life to go from here. And remember, we can always choose again. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. That's all Jewish music. It's for the Jewish New Year. Thank you so much. And here at Unity, we have 5 basic principles that we believe in. We always like to recite them each week just to remind ourselves what it is that we believe. And so join us if you'd like at home and hear. The first one, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know. I make a difference. And one way we make a difference is through the law of giving and receiving. We're so grateful for all the gifts that you give us. You can send us your gifts by text, 77977, and put Unity of OC Give in the message. You can go on our website to donate and give through there, or our app, or you can mail in your donations. We appreciate it any way that you send it, and it's what keeps us going here. So we're really grateful for that, and I want to remind you to go on our calendar and check all the things that are happening this week, because it's really, we've got a lot going on. And now, if you're here or if you're home getting ready to give your donation, I invite you to take your love offerings in your hand and pray our affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. And now we'd like to close with our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful year. Have a wonderful life. And God bless.